walk and talk. See, I ain't about the hawk, I plan to make this short. See, I've been in the sewer, lickety laying with the crew, and wickedy watching all the changes that you're going through. Now, first of all, we all can tell you're feeling sore, and that's for sure. Lickety not raw like how you was before. I saw you last year, change from the past year, hit the fast year. Lickety knew you couldn't last it. Lickety passed here, hickety had to hold you down, but then you turned around and stickety started staying across town. You're getting a bad name in the fast lane, getting a bad frame. Lickety not the same, and that's a damn shame. Twice a child, but in your case it's wickedy wild. Let's break the ice and lickety like this weed. Remember you was schooling me when you was only a seed. Now it's time to school you, cause see I'm a nigga that's true. If we ain't see it in the streets, my crew, we heard it from you. A few couldn't understand, cause you was raised in the streets to each his own. Wickedy where you laid your hat was your home. No one see the shining sea, even the star on TV. See, I only knew you by face till I met my nigga P. Wickedy put me on to you, Wickedy told me to shine. So when you had the time, I had the rhyme.
When you book with Expedia,
don't have to go all by yourself.
I don't know about you.
We live on a circle, so crowded by doom. It's hard not to feel slowly swallowed by the dark. Love dawned down on me. I said,
in these last days and times, as the earth spins faster, I often fantasize about life in the hereafter. Paradise, the afterlife, land of the pleasant.
There's a light
I dream of how
rising
my
in the
life will be
sky,
when I get to heaven. I don't
guiding
embrace
our
the
feet
taste of
away
death,
from
but
the
I don't
past.
fear it. Visions of heaven draw me near it. Everlasting life in the spirit. I obeyed the commandments and universal laws. I prophesied about heaven. This is what I saw. I was placed in the land of milk and honey. Fascination. I was given powers beyond the average imagination. But peep this. What I saw next left me speechless. In heaven, everyone has the same level of uniqueness. In heaven, there's no greed, no need for worldly things. No diamond-studded rings. Peasants become kings. I don't know about you all, but this is where I've got to live. Where men and women don't have to be so provocative and live as true kings. See it in the way we do things. Intoxicate your minds without that gin and juice that Snoop brings. By far, in heaven, the world is ours. No more drugs, money, and cars. Just suns, moons, and stars reunited with the universal family. The man in me can't wait for heaven to fulfill my wildest fantasies as I search for better days and praise the number 7 when I get to heaven. So fresh, so fly, so fly, right in paradise. So fresh, so fly, right in paradise. Once again, it's the last emperor. These lyrics won't leave you gassed. In heaven, I encounter famous spirits from the past. I crack jokes with black folks like Robin Harris and Red Fox. Lounging with Bob Marley, giving me tips on my dreadlocks. To put it loosely, an angel would introduce me to all these famous people. I learned kung fu from Bruce Lee. The best rhymes on the best labels. Doing shows with Scott LaRock and Prince Messiah on the tables. Discussing politics with Mouchy Tongue and Malcolm. By chance, Queen Latifah's brother Lance would do production on my album. Heavenly tracks with heavily rhyming. Jimi Hendrix on guitar, vocals by Phyllis Hyman. Yes, in heaven, my album would be a smash, generating cash, serving rappers like off the ash with an uncensored.
Good morning, y'all.
I can rejoice. Look over there, that's Heavy D's boy, Trouble T. Roy. He's kicking dance steps with Sammy Davis Jr. If I'd have known heaven was gonna be like this, I'd have been here sooner. Where heavily MCs will be, no robbery, no thievery, no police brutality for Eazy-E. And all of our loved ones that passed away. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free like Donny Hathaway. I'll make the world feel my presence until I'm called back to the essence and I get to heaven. Fresh, so fly, right in paradise. So fresh, so fly, the physical, 2 for the spirit, 3 for hip-hop that makes your heads bob when you hear it. My mind's in heaven and I'm loving it. No politicians, no government, no Democrats, no Republicans. And other men might create a civilization where hip-hop rules, the emperor rocks the nation. There's no stress in heaven, we all relax. And real lyricists sign record contracts, not these gun-toting, blood-smoking crossover acts. Lying on wax, claiming they drop facts. Imagine possibly no animosity or malice, where your home is a palace, sipping wine from a golden chalice, just lounging and living lovely, no one above me. The very thought of it drugs me, just like the track does me. In heaven, people live their lives how they happen to live them, no longer trapped in the prison known as capitalism. No need to boast, why even try to post high? Just give thanks and praise to the Most High, and maybe we could all make it and take it right back to the essence when I get to heaven.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Cymarshall Law Show, episode 78. Embrace the change. Let's go. Yeah, I wanted to start out with that Das Effects joint. It's one of my favorite Das Effects joints. You hear the instrumental playing behind me. It's called Changes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Das Effects. You know what I'm saying? Met them brothers a couple times. One time on tour in Sweden. They gave Ever Living Sound mega props. So shout out to Das Effects. But yeah, I want to get into the morning prayer, and then we're going to get into the show. Embrace the change, episode 78. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah, wake up, wake up, wake up. Good morning, y'all. Good vibes and positive energy as usual. Hope y'all feeling great today, as good as me, because I'm feeling electric. You know what I'm saying? Give some of y'all that energy. So we're going to get into the morning prayer. Let's do it. Universal gods, great architect, cosmic intelligence, God. Ja! Thank you for waking us up today full of love and positive energy. Thank you for inner peace. Thank you for inner happiness. Thank you for our physical health, our spiritual wealth, our knowledge of self. Universal God, thank you for our strong and healthy brains, our strong and healthy hearts, our strong and healthy relationships. Universal God, thank you for material wealth. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for compassion. Universal God, thank you for empathy. Universal God, thank you for everything. We are blessed upon blessed upon blessed. All the blessings you're going to give us today, all the blessings you gave us yesterday, all the blessings you're going to continue to give us. Universal God, we just want to say thank you and thank you again because we appreciate you. We are blessed. Amen. Yeah. See, yeah, man. I was thinking about change. And then I started thinking about all the things I've learned about change throughout my years. And I wanted to start off like this. Listen. From one of my favorite books, 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. In his book, Deepak speaks on the law of detachment. And in his words, he says it like this. In detachment lies the wisdom of uncertainty. In the wisdom of uncertainty lies the freedom from our past, from the known, which is the prison of past conditioning. And in our willingness to step into the unknown, the field of all possibilities, we surrender ourselves to the creative mind that orchestrates the dance of the universe. That's Deepak Chopra, y'all. And I love the way it rolls off of my tongue. The law of detachment. Wisdom in uncertainty. Now, why is there wisdom in uncertainty? You have to ask yourself. Why is Cymarshall saying, embrace the change at 6:10 a.m. in the morning? Let me give you a couple examples. In 1990, I moved from England to America. And at the time, I thought it was one of the worst days of my life. I cried more than I'd ever cried before in my life. I begged my parents not to move. I told them I would stay and they could come back and visit me, all types of wildness. My parents were moving us to America and I didn't want to go. Everything that I loved was in England. Everything that I knew, I didn't know anything else. And I was 9. But it was my first, when I think about change, and when I think about how I've been affected in my life in the future and where I'm going and what I've been through and what kind of molded me into who I've become, I have to acknowledge the things that changed me the most. And the move from one continent to another for a child is wild because they go through all sorts of things. So I went through this hard change. And at the time, I remember thinking this is the worst thing that could possibly happen to me. In hindsight, it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Change. Now, you might want to ask yourself, what did I lose and what did I gain? Let me start with what I gained. I already had family, but I gained more family through my friends and the relationships that I built in America. In America, I was able to detach from what I knew, and because I was able to detach from what I knew, I was able to grow into something more. Because I wasn't conditioned by my environment, everybody always being the same thing. I gained a sense of self. I gained opportunities. I gained, and I gained, and I gained, and I gained, and I gained. And then I asked myself, Cy, but what did you lose? Because, that was one of the worst days of your life, right? So what did you lose? And then when I try to put together exactly what I lost during one of the worst days of my life, I can't think of anything. Because guess what? England is still there. The country's still there. You know what I'm saying? My friends in England, who were my friends at that young age, they're still my friends to this day. I have friends from when I was 9, y'all. And we like this. So my friends are still there. My family is still there. Nothing in England that I was so attached to and so afraid of losing did I ever lose. So the thing about change is that although it comes in crashing and it's wild and sometimes it's unpredictable and you don't know what's coming, in the end, when you look back, you never really lose anything. Anything that is super important and valuable, you really can't ever lose. So this way I embrace change. I thought about a few things. As far as change goes, they say man makes plans and the universal gods laugh. Of course, because change is something that is only predictable to a certain extent. And at the end of the day, what's going to happen is not in our hands. It's in the universe's hands. We can only do our best to try to manifest our realities, but in the end, we never really know what's going to happen. So, as far as embracing change, how do we do that when we don't know what's going to happen? Well, I thought about a few things again. At the greatest level that anybody can ever get to in life, they always do their best to prepare for change. Let me give you some examples. An athlete training as hard as, say, a Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jordan, they're training for all types of situations that haven't even occurred yet. When you go to, say, war in the Army, Navy, whatever have you, I'd expect they are training for things that might not yet come. Like in these governmental forces, that's why we keep hearing about these things about aliens, because they're preparing for the unpredictable. And that sounds crazy. How can you prepare for the unpredictable? But if you prepare the best you can on every level of every format you can think of to become your best, to train and become your best, when change does arrive, you're going to be more prepared for it than anybody else. So you should embrace change, because not only does change allow you to become a greater person in life, because you've always been in a rut, change brings opportunities. Opportunities that you may never have had if you always stayed in the same place. And I know a lot of people, their sense of comfortability, their need for comfort is why they resist change. And when you resist change, there's a world of opportunities that you're missing, because you never know what's around that next corner. You never know what God really has planned for you. But some people just want to hold on to what they know. But the life that we are meant to live is way bigger than what we know. You know, we'll never stop learning. And that's the thing that we have to embrace, that no matter what happens, we will never know it all. So change is inevitable. It's always going to happen. The only constant in life is change. You know what I'm saying? They say life is 10% of what happens and 90% what happens to you. So that to me means that you have to be prepared for change, because it's inevitable. Life is 10% what happens and 90% what happens after that. So what do? What do? We grow. We grow from change. Because at the end of the day, it's like we're our past, but our past doesn't have to be our future. And a lot of times, just because we've had like a certain type of past, we get stuck in that rut. But I'll say it again, just because we've had a past, it doesn't mean that past has to be our future. You know what I'm saying? We always have the ability to change. And that's one of the greatest things about life and about humans, is that we never have to be the same, and we always have the ability to change and grow. If you use that gift, if you use that power. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people decide they don't want to use it. But additionally, change always gives us perspective if we're open enough to see it. Because to me, your life will follow your perspective. And when change occurs in your life, it always gives you another perspective. If I had never moved from England to America, I'd always just have this English mind state, and I wouldn't know the world is as big as it is. And what I mean by that is that they always say it's a small world, meaning that there's always 6 degrees of separation. But in actual fact, the world is huge, and there's so many different cultures and people and perspectives and lands and things to learn. But if I would have just stayed in that same place, my perspective would have been smaller than it is. So not only was my perspective able to grow, because my perspective was able to grow, my life was able to grow, because your life will always follow your perspective. So if you have a small perspective, you're going to have a small life. If you're able to open your mind to opportunities and the things that come in life, you'll always be able to grow. You know what I'm saying? So I think on that note, I want to get into a joint. We're going to come back. Matter of fact, let me send my guy the link. But yeah, we're going to come back. Let's get into a couple joints, and we're going to come back with the Cymarshall Law Show. The song of the day I'm going to go ahead and play is off the Sui Generis Cymarshall Law and Mudblood album. I'm playing this joint specifically because it's called A New World, and it's about changes. You know what I'm saying? And if you listen to the hook, that is exactly what the homegirl is singing. Shout out to KS. Cymarshall Law featuring Skit Slam, A New World. Let's go. Cymarshall Law Show, episode 78. Embrace the change, y'all. Embrace the change. Let's go.
It's a new world, it's a new world. It's a new world, it's a new world. Hey, it's a new world. Change, no.
In 9-5, it was a time when hip-hop was thriving. Now in 5, it's time I gotta wear for my surviving. They want us social distancing and dividing, but people coming together like asteroids colliding. Cause they want the world of all them here to say now that's gone. In the future we might have to play sports with a mask on. And no more shaking hands when we meeting. Now we cross arms and bow like Black Panther when he greeting. Cold world, somewhere a king is losing his throne. That's why my ice grill could even turn Medusa to stone. Back against the wall, I'm on point when I'm fenced in. Fenced in, I use the devil's pitchfork against him. For my family strategy, hold it down like gravity. Actually, I pick my friends like the fruit from the apple tree. For what I love, I fight you. I am my own idol, wrote this recital on the missing pages from the Bible. Cause what I say is final till my last dance, like Michael, hold the title with a rifle.
I just recycle. I guess what flows goes and comes around like a vinyl. It seems the world changing every time that I birth the poem. Physical jobs soon gone and everybody gotta work from home. But I'm hip-hop forever still, I would never promise. You got my word, I'm in this for life like Aaron Wallace.
No one knows the ways of this new world. Only thing we can count on is
Change. Good morning, y'all. Let's go.
Nothing is the way it was before. The only constant in life is the change.
I try to stay in the present, but the future draws near. I think, where do we go from here? It's not so clear. My people won't be living in fear, controlled by a puppeteer, or ending up in the rear. It might be a zombie apocalypse, like a bad dream, but I am legend. Will Smith with the vaccine. We being watched, locked cause of face recognition. They'll make every prisoner death race exhibition. Before it gets better, it's bound to get worse. Let's make it work, cause greed will destroy the earth. Every work team will be replaced by machines or get exo frames connected to your spleens to upgrade your performance while you after the dream. Book of Eli, dystopian future, man can't read. Billionaire tycoons will profit, mixing human body parts with robotics. Type of shit you see in a Marvel comic on some Neo. Came out the liquid and started to vomit. Digital pay slips, filters and facelifts. Download whatever you want to learn, it's the Matrix. Stay plugged in or go off the grid. They'll start to put tracking chips inside of our kids. Barcodes on the ones that survive COVID. Create a diversion so you don't notice, but stay focused. As soon as coldness approaches, the internet exposes new and old shit. What's really gonna happen? I don't know, kid. The trick is to live right now and smell the roses.
no one knows the ways of this new world. Only thing we can count on is change. Nothing is the way it was before. The only constant in life is the change. No one knows the ways of this new world. Only thing we can count on is change. Nothing is the way it was before. The only constant in life is the change.
The hop, you don't stop. Dice effects with the real hip hop.
Yo, I had to bring it today, y'all. I had to bring it back today. What y'all know about this? Hop, you don't stop. Real hip hop. Quit it.
Hey, I'm Dominic
Yo!
Chimbroni, aka the Shoe Surgeon. Welcome to my monthly class.
Yo, well on your market, get set. Can't forget the go. In case you didn't know, the flow is fat like Joe. Yo, you niggas didn't know that I'm back, man. You whack, man. I eat a rapper like a Pac-Man. I figured you bring it straight from the cellar. Varela, packing more hits than Lupinella. I swallow, nigga in his eye. If he test me, you don't impress me. Yo, books kick the rest, G. One time for your mind. Hey, yo, what up? Is the crew bringing the ruckus? No doubt, we's the roughest dream team. Reign supreme like a cutlass getting duckers. The dope, you can't touch the flow. It's me, the nigga with G, the B, double O, K, S. So say yes and bust your caliber when I pop shit and rock shit like Metallica. Sticks through the hearts of them snake fake niggas. Them all up in my head, on my tape niggas. So honey, shake your fingers and show me what you got. Dice effects with the real hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't stop. Dice effects with the real hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit. Dice effects, you came to rip shit. To the hip, the hop, you don't stop. Dice effects with the real hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit. Dice effects, you came to rip shit. Nigga, the yoki shit. Next nigga, the quote. I hope he got more miracles than Smokey. Won't be no discussion. Strictly head crushing, lead rushing through your body. You in my danger, feel like riding like Howdy. I'm back up in that ass, G Kapow. And now we got the game to a T like how. Allow me to introduce myself and my beat. Straight from the sewer, staying true to the streets. Well, it be crazy, Trace, bringing up the rear. I swear, we got to hold it down there, yeah. So there, now let me crack a beer and kick my feet up. Turn the heat up and spiggity smoke all the weed up. Kids I eat up with the style that's the newest. My crew is Lewis. Getting more run the Carl Lewis. It's from the sewers, now you see me on the top. So stop and recognize the niggas on your block. To the hip, the hop, you don't stop. Don't stop, that's the flex with the real hip hop. Hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit. Don't quit, that's the flex. You came to rip shit, rip shit. To the hip, the hop, you don't stop. Don't stop, that's the flex with the real hip hop. Hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit. Don't quit, that's the flex. You came to rip shit, rip shit. Irrelevant and delicate to the texture, but this style of mine is well defined like Western. Ain't about a nigga rolling from the Jordan, the jab and dipper when I get stoned like Sharon from.
Let's go.
Equipped to riggedy rip the microphone to shreds. Dread, yo come and hit these niggas in the head. Connect my rhymes like Lego, so let go my ego. I burn you like Waco, you need more than Mako. I take it to your crew and keep it moving like a U-Haul. I'm here to school y'all, riggedy faggots like RuPaul. I throw a screwball and strike out the MC, and if he tempts me, I knock him out like Jack Dempsey. I burn some Sensi, then chase it with the Guinness, the illest. Now hit me with the hook because I'm finished. The hop, you don't stop, don't stop. That's the flex with the real hip hop, hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit, don't quit. That's the flex, you came to rip shit, rip shit. To the hip, the hop, you don't stop, don't stop. That's the flex with the real hip hop, hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Cymarshall Law Show. Show. Good morning, y'all. Peace and positive energy to the late risers, those that are just entering the chat. I see y'all. Peace, love, and positive energy. I'm glad y'all were able to make it today, you know what I'm saying? And get with us. The morning prayer, you know what I'm saying? We went through that. But I blessed y'all too. I never forget anybody, you know what I'm saying? We all gonna have a great Wednesday, May 18th. Wonder what this day will bring. This day is gonna bring changes, you know what I'm saying? Is always going to be something we don't expect that happens during the day. And the question is, how will you move? Viktor E. Frankl says, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we must challenge ourselves to change ourselves. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we must challenge ourselves to change ourselves. What does that mean to you? That means that with the creators, which is what I always say, with the creators' children, and if we're able to change ourselves internally, we're able to change the future, change the present, change our lives, because how we feel inside is a direct correlation to what we see on a physical level. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people come into these situations in life and they're like, how did I get here? This change came out of nowhere. But no, there are changes going on within us on an internal level that definitely bring about these physical changes. And they could be changes that come about with like a new job or a new situation in life, or the changes could come on a literal physical level, because when you change internally, like have you ever heard about the, I think it's called something like the heartbreak syndrome. It's when a couple has been together forever and one of them dies. Shortly thereafter, the other one dies. And the other one dies not because they had any physical ailment, because their heart breaks. Their emotion, their soul, their spirit is broken. So internally they've made a change, and because they've made this drastic change on the inside of them, life brought about a physical change. And that physical change for them is death. But the reason I bring that up is just to examine and pinpoint when we make a change on the inside, whether that's happiness or whether that's sadness, whatever it is we're feeling on the inside, whether it's anger, whether it's joy, what happens next in our physical life is the creation of what we had on the inside. We manifest in life what we have on the inside of us, for the most part. A lot of times when you see people in great situations and we're not able to figure out how they got there, that's because we can't see what's going on inside of them. We can only see the external. We can only see what they show us. But y'all don't see me praying every single day when I'm not on the show. Y'all don't see me meditating every single... Y'all really don't see how hard I work. And I don't see how hard you work. It's impossible for me to see everything going on in your life. But what I will see are the external changes. And we're all going through things. All of us are going through things. We can never, or we can, and we do, but I should say we should never go and act as if people aren't going through things that are not telling us about. Just because someone's looking you in your face smiling, you know what I'm saying, doesn't mean internally they're not going through things. And when you see their life begin to change on the outside, that's just a sign to you that internally they were going through changes. Because I guarantee these changes didn't come externally on the physical level without internally them going through some type of changes. But you know what? You know what else, my friends? As far as embracing change, change prepares you for disappointment. Change prepares you for disappointment. At a very young age. Yo, B, nice. You always concede a gear. You know this is a Tribe Called Quest shirt. You know how I do. Shout out to the tribe. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying change prepares you for disappointment. Because at a very young age, you'll have these little like change. You might have a change in a teacher. You might have a teacher that gets pregnant and she got to leave for 9 months. So at a very young age, you start experiencing these changes, and it starts preparing you for the bigger changes in life. And if someone is always protected from these changes, when they grow older and the big changes come, they're not going to be prepared. So when changes do come in your life, you certainly should embrace them. Change is scary. Change is scary because it's the unknown. You know what I'm saying? We are always focused on the things that we know, but when change happens, for the most part, it's going to be unpredictable. And that shit can be scary sometimes, because not knowing that there's a safety net before you jump is scary as hell. But you got to have faith in yourself. You got to have faith knowing that the universe is going to catch you. You got to have faith knowing that what's meant to happen will happen, no matter what. So through these changes, you're like, oh, this shit is scary. Nah, yo, whatever's happening is meant to happen. And you're built uniquely for you to get past anything that gets put in your path. So these changes that come, don't run from them. Embrace them with open arms. You know what I'm saying? Because they've only come to make you stronger. No matter what it seems like in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Remember the story I told in the beginning about what I thought was the worst day of my life? Ended up being probably the greatest day of my life, because I wouldn't be here now with y'all if it wasn't for that change. And I appreciate it. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the universe besides, well, let me stop. I might want to be in Maui right now. What? I went to Maui a few years ago and I was just like, I could move there. I digress. That was not a flex. Yesterday I was watching Moana or something I was watching, and I almost shed a tear when they showed Hawaii, man, because I was just like, for real, that is life. Anyhow, the changes, I embrace the changes. But you know what? Today is movie day, and we are going to examine the movie that I watched last night. It's called 3.5 Minutes, 10 Bullets. When I first saw it, when I first was told to watch it, I didn't realize that it was something that I was in tune with already. And when I was watching it, it seemed very, very familiar. The movie I'm talking about, or the documentary, is called 3.5 Minutes. Let me rewind. The documentary is called 3.5 Minutes, 10 Bullets, and it is about the 2012 shooting of Jordan Russell Davis by Michael Dunn. You can catch this right now on HBO. I watched it last night. It was the last thing I watched before I went to bed, and I skipped out on the Wizards and Celtics first playoff game. I don't even know who won that. If y'all watched the game, let me know who won that. So I skipped out on watching that because I wanted to watch this, because I knew it was going to be the movie of the day. So I don't know if it should have been the last thing that I watched before I went to bed. I do not know if I don't know. Have any of y'all seen this? 3.5 Minutes, 10 Bullets, Jordan Davis story. So it's a documentary, and it was written by a brother named Mark Silver. and it was based on, again, the 2012 shooting of Jordan Russell Davis, and it examines the incident itself. For those who haven't seen it, to kind of tell you what the documentary is about. It's another killing of a young black man, and a hate crime, and no camera saw it, so it was just by word. So what happened was, and some of y'all might be able to relate to this, because I know I can relate to this. I've actually been in situations very similar to this. You're with your people, with your homeboys, your homegirls, or whatever, and you're having a good time. The sun is shining, and you got your music blasting. Your music is on cock, and your music's on like level 60, because as a kid, volume doesn't really. I had no love for my ears. My volume was always cranked. You know what I'm saying? And then you might have someone who's a little bit older, or someone who just wants some peace at that moment, who says, "Can you turn it down?" Now, as a young kid, you might be like, "Nah, I'm not turning it down." And that's what this movie was about. A white man, Michael Dunn, asked a group of 4 kids in a car, all black kids, to turn down their music. And initially, the brother in the front turned it down, but then, his man, Jordan Davis, was like, "Fuck that, turn it up." And the reason I relate is because I've been the dude saying, "Fuck that, turn it up." Matter of fact, I've been the guy with the hand on the volume. I can literally remember, an older man saying the same exact thing to me, and me winding down my window. This is me at like 17. Matter of fact, probably the same age Jordan was. Me winding down my window, turning it down to hear what he had to say, and him saying, "Can you turn that trash down?" And me saying, "Yeah, okay," and then cranking it back up to 70. Like, is this low enough for you? So, as a kid, someone who tries to disrespect a kid, who doesn't do well with authority in the first place, and like you have no authority over this kid. You're just somebody. You're not his teacher, you're not his mom, you're not his dad. You're just somebody who's trying to tell this young kid what to do while he's out with his boys. It's probably not going to end well, unless both sides are being I don't know. It's probably not going to end well. So this man asked Jordan Davis to they started arguing or whatever, and according to the friends, I don't want to spill all the beans, but it's a documentary, and it really dropped in 2015 at the Sundance Festival, and I feel like I had known this story before because a lot of it was familiar. Anyhow, the man Michael Davis fired upon Jordan Davis, and the man Michael Dunn fired upon Jordan Davis, and Jordan was killed. And then because there was no camera, everything was by word of mouth. It was the kids' word against Michael Dunn's word. And if you hear the accounts that Michael Dunn was saying he was scared for his life. And matter of fact, the dude Michael Dunn said he saw a gun, that they pointed a gun at him, but there was no gun. There was no gun. The police came. There was no gun. It's just, as far as the story, I feel like the story has been told again and again and again and again. So this documentary, to watch it right before I went to bed, it was just like a punch in the face, because I'm already looking at, every time I look up, I'm seeing, another young black man killed. And sometimes as a black man, you just want to dig your head in the sand, because it's like, when is this shit gonna stop? But you can't dig your head in the sand, because if you dig in your head in the sand, how are you helping anything? And I also think, like, how are you helping anything by posting memes or posting little quotes online speaking about it? Like, how is that helping either? But it's like, what are you gonna do when you're being attacked on every level? Like, what do you do back? So this documentary was really hurtful to watch, because you seen, to me, it looked like Michael Dunn was lying on stage, you know what I'm saying? And you seen, his parents in the back just crying and them talking about Jordan. So anyone who wants like an inside look of what the struggle might seem like from the parental perspective of losing someone that they adored and loved and brought into this life. In the beginning of the documentary, they told a whole story about how Jordan got his name, and it was beautiful. And I just think this brother lost his life for what? For what? How do I explain this to my sons? How do you explain this? Hate crime. So initially, it's a little bit difficult doing these movie reviews because I never know if I should, divulge exactly what happens. Did Michael Dunn get off? Did he end up doing life in prison? You know what I'm saying? I know when he called his wife after he had shot the kid, he didn't seem remorseful at all. And that to me is a telltale sign of what really happened, what really occurred. And I think y'all should check it out. Called 3.5 Minutes. It is on HBO Max. And 3.5 minutes, 10 bullets. And it's called that because he got riddled with 10 bullets. If you're in fear of your life, why would you shoot somebody 10 times? 10 times? It takes 10 bullets to kill. It takes 10 bullets to stop somebody? I mean, was he Thanos? Was he the Hulk? I might be able to slow Thanos or the Hulk down with 10 bullets at close range. But yet this man was on the stand and he's wasting everybody's money trying to go home innocently. Terrible, y'all. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So yeah, man, out of 5, I will give that movie documentary. How do you grade a documentary that's real? Like, what did they miss? I suppose I got to give it a 5, man, because it hurt my feelings. And I kind of grade anything in life by my feeling and what I feel from it. And if the movie kind of made me want to start tearing up, that means it did a good job. It's like in a movie when you're watching it and you wanna fight the villain in the movie. You know that actor is doing a really good job because it's just the acting job. So in this documentary, if my inside was able to cry, that shit was dope, man. I woke up thinking about it. I fell asleep thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So when a movie affects you like that, gotta give it a high score. So if y'all never seen it, HBO Max, 3.5 minutes, 10 bullets. Check it out, check it out, check it out. So I'm gonna get into another joint, and then I'm gonna come back with the song of the day. No, I'm not. Sorry, I'm gonna come back with the news of the day. There's a few things that I've seen out there as far as news. But yeah, man. My name is Cymarshall Law. This is the Cymarshall Law Show. Let's go. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Crossroads, y'all. Selfish.
Sometimes I gotta be selfish, cause everybody don't deserve a part of me. Self-love is the best love. They tried harming me, I'm trying to live in harmony. So sometimes I gotta be selfish, cause everybody don't deserve a part of me. Self-love is the best love. They tried harming me, I'm trying to live in harmony. The first time you don't give, and they talking under breath. Motherfuckers will take until you got nothing left. I live to give and to be of service to others. That's why I'll take the shirt off my back for my brothers. Still, self-love is the greatest love, truly. So I take myself out to eat and maybe a movie. I show my self-love, cause niggas be hating. Don't be mistaken, this is self-preservation. Spiritual being, but the facts is I just got my taxes and bought some Air Maxes. Treat myself good, my aim for my kids to grow up, imitate and do the same. One day I'll be gone, they'll remember daddy. Never depended on nobody to make him happy. Not a villain, they can't be Mr. Freeze. Cause the more you give, the more they taking liberties. They there for your victories, but missing for your injuries. That's why why my circle's small and celebrating victories. Life almost broke me, I was the only one there to fix me. So excuse me if tonight I didn't share the split. It's therapy, keep to myself cause the enemy has a tendency to drain a person of the energy. With my time I'm getting greedier. The best parts of me will never be on social media. Lord, sometimes I gotta be selfish, cause everybody don't deserve a part of me. Self-love is the best love. They try to harm me, I'm trying to live in harmony. So sometimes I gotta be selfish, cause everybody don't deserve a part of me. Self-love is the best love. They try to harm me, I'm trying to live in harmony.
Used to make time for everybody, nowadays I'm running solo, comfy. Must be a decade since you seen us in a photo. Trust me, I'm oh so good. Logo as you should know, bro, funny. How all the bullshit replays in fucking slow-mo. See, I was born the only child, being selfish should have been easy. Yearning for my siblings, I found brothers that were
Wake
too needy.
up!
Yet I took them in, like a fisherman, hooked them into the life that I chose. That likely could
Good in
rose,
men.
the good in men. I was crooked then and still am. Never had still hands, but held myself down firmly while learning to be a real man. I build and destroy if I feel you a decoy. Don't be the boy staring at the ceiling, feeling pinoid. I've been there, those were ugly days. So many times this hustler prayed, feeling safe, cause Lord knows it could've went the other way. Aware of my omens and prepare for atonement. Private with my wins and losses, I ain't sharing my moments.
Sometimes I gotta be selfish, cause everybody don't deserve a part of me. Self-love is the best love. They try to harm me, I'm trying to live in harmony. So sometimes I gotta be selfish, cause everybody don't deserve a part of me. Self-love is the best love. They try to harm me, I'm trying to live in harmony.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Cymarshall Law Show, episode 78. Embrace the change, embrace the change. You know what I'm saying? What's coming next in your life that you gotta embrace? These are my questions. You know what I'm saying? You got a new job, new relationship. You know what's a hard change to embrace? But as this has made me a lot stronger since I've been able to embrace it and not be mad about it. It's the hardest change to embrace. And once you've been able to embrace this change, I don't know if there's any other change that is really gonna be able to take you out. It's two different changes that I've been through. One, as a matter of fact, they're changes in the same type of way. But one, I suppose, is deeper than the other. It is not, I suppose. The first change is when you lose somebody you love. And not like on a relationship level, like they literally pass away. They're gone. The change that I went through in my life was my dad passing. My dad passed way too early. Way too early. And I was mad for a long time because I just didn't understand why. You looking left, you looking right, and you're looking at all these people that are no good, dirty, under the rug type of people striving and living these long lives. And I'm looking at my good dad. I'm like, for real? You took my good dad from me? That was a change I felt it very hard to embrace. Matter of fact, if someone would have told me to embrace the change back then when my dad died, I might have came out swinging, literally. So I understand when I'm saying embrace the change. There's different levels of change, and it's not always easy to embrace. I didn't say it was going to be easy. I didn't say embracing the change was going to be easy, but I did say you were going to grow if you did. I did say you would become more if you did. I did say your life would open up if you did. Because if you're able to embrace that change, if you're able to widen your perspective, your life can then grow. If you cannot widen your perspective, your life cannot grow. So if you stay in your little box of comfortability, or if you want to stay mad because being mad feels comfortable, being mad is easy. When something happens to you unexpected, being mad is very easy to do. What is the stronger, more mature thing to do? Embrace that change. Use that anger for positivity. And that's how you embrace the change. And I guarantee you, whenever in my life I've been in a negative situation and I've been able to actually see it coming, and I've been able to change that negative to a positive, the positive is so big. So me being able to embrace the change of my father not being around, it made me stronger. You know why it made me stronger? Because what did I say in the beginning about change? You never really lose anything. You never really lose anything. So Dad told me this bracelet, this gold bracelet. I know some of y'all that know me always see me with it on. Y'all probably see me in mad pictures with it on. My dad said, Cymarshall, you must never take it off. So Dad is always with me. Even if I didn't have this bracelet, Dad is all. I didn't lose Dad. And when I was able to embrace that and stop thinking like on a physical level, like I lost my father, like he's no longer here. When I was able to embrace the fact that we don't lose anything we really love. Dad is right here. I swear to God, I can feel Dad right now. So you never really lose anything. And when you're able to embrace that change, you can always grow stronger. When you're able to embrace unpredictability, when you expect things to happen and they don't, but you're prepared anyway, you just show your strength. They can't knock you down, man. No matter what happens. You know what I'm saying? You expect something to happen, it doesn't. What do you do next? Do you crumble? Or do you embrace that change? Nah, this is meant to happen. There's no coincidences. I got this. You got this. Know that. Whatever change you're going through, you got this. Now I mean that from the bottom of my heart. That's on everything. So, as far as the news goes, I have some good news. I got some news that caught me off guard that I thought is pretty dope. Villagers in a Swedish village called Cymarshall show it's possible to run an entire village of locally renewable energy that is stored in a freezer in batteries in their home. So I read this article and I thought it was dope. What I write here? It was an experiment set up by a German energy giant called E.ON. For my Germans to be listening to the show, y'all probably know about E.ON. But so they experimented on this town in Cymarshall with local renewable energy, and the people are there loving it. When I read the article, I watched a couple videos. The people said during the summer, their homes run almost 100% on the sun. So not only is that cleaner energy for the environment, they're saving bundles of money by not really paying an electricity bill in the summer. And I think this is something that the entire world could eventually end up employing and just helping the planet in general. Every day I see things breaking down the planet, and when I see someone coming out with an invention that can actually help Earth, I always think it's super dope. So shout out to that Swedish village in Cymarshall. Look it up. I'm sure there's a video on it. Hopefully, they'll be bringing it. I think they're going to start to bring it in other parts of Europe, and hopefully it'll get over to the US, because I think that would be super dope. So shout out to those brothers. Additionally, on the flip side of what is not that great, I was scrolling up and down and I seen another video, and it was Spain sends military to the border as tensions continue with Morocco following an influx of immigrants by the sea. So when I watched this video, sometimes I feel ashamed or ignorant that there's a lot of things going on planet Earth that I'm not in tune with. But there's so much going on. You could never really know everything. You could never really, hear about everything. So I didn't really know about this Spain and Morocco tension. And when I saw the video, there was hundreds to thousands of Moroccans, on this Spanish border, and the military just came down on them. You've seen people getting gripped up, men, women, children, boys. It's just sad to see. The world is definitely in a funk right now, because every time I look up You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing war, whether that's in Ethiopia or whether Palestine and Israel. It's just war. What do we do on a personal level to embrace what's going on? You know, I suppose everyone's answer is going to be different to that. My answer might be different than your answer. Additionally, for news, I saw Apple announces an iPhone 13. I felt like throwing my iPhone 12 at the TV when I heard that. Like, fam, my iPhone just came out in December. I'm not feeling that at all. Now, I suppose I should have expected this, but come on, fam. Apple's out of control, man. Even though I'm about to get a new one. Let me stop. Nah, real talk. And then lastly, Tokyo doctors call for the cancellation of the Olympic Games due to COVID-19. I wouldn't be surprised at this point. I would not be surprised. But yeah, man, that's going to bring us to the end of our show. I enjoy y'all, you know, sharing this show with me. Shout out to Broadway 1 Marvin, dropping Chatham's Cymarshall Law, and I love y'all. Let's end this out with the quote of the day. As far as change goes, let me turn this joint down here. Let me turn the joint down, 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 down. Let me turn the joint down, down. Is that a song that I know, or did I just make that up? Down, down, down. Anyway, so the quote of the day. You can't stop the future. You can't rewind the past. Only way is to learn the secret is to press play. I say it again. You can't stop the future. You can't rewind the past. The only way to learn the secret is to press play. By Jason Asher, Jay Asher. My name is Cymarshall Law. This has been episode 78, Cymarshall Law Show. Embrace the change. I hope y'all have a wonderful, loving day full of good vibes and positive energy. Embrace that change, y'all. Cymarshall Law, peace, love, and positive energy. And I'm out like that. Peace.